It's the PCSRA Radio Network and the Blue Hedgehog TV. We now interrupt your regular scheduled programming for the following sports special. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast, retransmission or other dissemination or the use of this broadcast, descriptions or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. We're glad that you're here to start a new journey of the PCSRA as the chase for the 2021 championships begin. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass on the PCSRA Radio Network as we get ready to bring you all the racing for the 2021 season. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Now, for the greatest show on earth from today's episode of the PCSRA Paddock Pass from Yukon, Oklahoma, here's the voice of the PCSRA, Daniel Voiles.
Only pay for what you need with limited entry. I just said that.
Talk about, I didn't expect my phone to be going so loudly, but okay, I'll take it. Hello and good evening on this Wednesday morning, and welcome to the Triple P Show. As that was extremely loud by my, my location is not Dallas, Texas, you darping grandpa. But anyway, my phone got a new workout. By the way, this is the iPhone RX, if you're wondering, the new iPhone I got. Welcome to Triple P as we are ready to kick off what has been an interesting weekend of stuff that has happened so far. We are ready to talk about a lot of things. I got a lot of things to go over, and should be a good show tonight. As you know, I'm doing this show, by the way, without panelists, even though everybody's gone to bed. But it should be exciting, if you know what I mean. So, yep, today's Triple P episode, we are going to recap our race weekend from Talladega, which, little disclaimer, I did not watch any racing this weekend. We also have St. Pete and Valencia discuss, rate the weekend top story, injury report, PCSRA racing update. There will not be a this day in history because of somebody who needs prayers. And we'll look at the Kansas, Portugal, and Texas and do predictions and final thoughts. Which reminds me, I need to go ahead and update the thing, if you ask me. So, while I am doing that, I do want to take the opportunity, as I'm currently doing this fully clothed and not with fairy tale wives. If you tell me I'm doing this not clothed, then that's an automatic DARP, and do not ask. I do need to let everybody know about the rule about my show regarding about regarding about the situation, and that is this. Please do not tell me when the next episode of this show or any of my shows that I have on this channel is coming out. Do not ask me what time I'm doing them. Do not ask me what day I'm doing them. I will get them out to you all as soon as I can, because you know me, I'm really a busy guy who is trying to get stuff done, because I'm trying to get my NBA shit done. I'm trying to get MLB's Game of the Weeks done. So please do not ask me when the next race is, or not next race. Excuse me. Next next episode of this show, because I'm not going to be wasting my breath and all that, and I just want to get straight on to trying to get this done as soon as I can. So please do not rush me what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done, okay? So please do that for me in the sake of time and energy, and I really don't, and I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. So with that being said, now that we got that little address out of the way, I want to first off take the opportunity before we start to send my condolences to not just Roadrunner, aka Ian Griffith, but also Power Quest. Both of them lost family members this past weekend, and we want to send our condolences to both of them at this time. Also, on the whole, please do not tell me about when the next race and all that, blah, 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 or my next show is concerned, blah, blah, blah. It's not the first time I've gotten onto somebody as far as that is concerned. So, just letting you all know. Alright, with that being said, now that we got that little important announcement out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into the show, starting with the Formula E. I'm going to go ahead and give you the Race 1 results, because there was a lot of controversy and all that shit, so, yeah. So, the top results, Nick, for this race, Nick DeVries won race 1, Nick Mueller second, Stoffel van der in third, Nick Cassidy fourth, Rene Rast fifth, Robert Fringe sixth, Lucas Degrassi seventh, Jake Dennis eighth, Jean-Eric Verne finished ninth. Not classified was Oliver Turvey, Bloomquist, Norman Nato, Edward Montara, Pascal Verline, Andre Lauderer, Mitch Evans, Sergio Sette Camera, Maximilian Gunter, Sebastian Buemi. They were not classified. Some people who finished in the points, like Antonio Felix Acosta and Alex Lynn, they were disqualified by the stewards after the race. Oliver Rowland, Alexander Sims, and Sam Bird were also disqualified. So that really threw us a bunch of loops as far as that is concerned. Some of them had to do with the due to the attack deal as far as that is concerned. So that was what the whole ordeal was. A little controversy in my opinion, but oh well. Race 2 results from Valencia. Jake Dennis won, Andre Lauderer second, Alex Lynn third, Oliver Rowland fourth, Norman Nato fifth, Rene Rast sixth, John-Eric Verne seventh, Oliver Turvey eighth, Edward Montara ninth, and Lucas Degrassi complete the top 10. Then we go to the IndyCar race for the Grand Prix of St. Pete. First, mechanical problem for Max Chilton took him out of the race. Off course was Dalton Kellett. Jimmy Johnson had issues all day with the final corner because he got stuck there. That brought a yellow, and of course he spun and broke his wing. But other than that, it was a very good race, and at the end of the day, Colton Herta gets his first win in the 26 car. How ironic. I drove the 26 in NR, so yay for me. So the top 10 results for IndyCar. Colton Herta 1, Joseph Newgarden 2nd, Simon Pagenaud 3rd, Jack Harvey 4th, Scott Dixon 5th, Takuma Sato 6th, Marcus Ericsson 7th, Will Power 8th, Renus VK 9th, and completing the top 10 was former race winner at St. Pete, Sebastian Bourdais. So that's that. Then we go to the Talladega weekend, which I need to pull J-Ski up. Starting with the Xfinity Series, did not watch because I worked a 10.5-hour shift at work, so yeah, did not watch, sorry. That was also a Dash for Cash race, and of course we had the ARCA race that happened in that regard. Yeah, Mother Nature played a factor, so yeah. Nothing happened in Stage 1. That was won by Justin Haley. Nothing happened in Stage 2. That was won by Noah Gragson. The race was official. First actual incident. Josh Berry spun coming off turn number 4. Looked like a tire going down. Then the only multi-car wreck was with the 07 of Joe Graff Jr., Michael Annette, Brandon Jones, the 26 of, do not help me, Colin Garrett, the 28 of Joey Gase, who, by the way, was driving a throwback to Davey Allison, the 54 of Ty Dillon, and the 90 of Cesar Beccarillia, all involved. That brought out the final caution. Of course, we had weather come in, it rained hard and all that. The race was called, and Jeb Burton took the checker flag. And first time a Burton driver in NASCAR went to victory lane since Jeff Burton, who's with NBC, back in 2008 at Charlotte. Thank you to my stat guy, Nathan Orman, my huggable, awesome friend Ormy. So, yeah. So, the top 10 results for, as I hit the wrong button. Give me a second. The top 10 results for the Xfinity Series race before we get to the Cup race. I'm just getting the Cup deal ready. Jeb Burton won, Austin Cindric second, AJ Allmendinger third, Riley Herbst gets the top 5 and fourth, Ryan Sieg fifth, Noah Gragson gets the 100,000, he finished in sixth, Brandon Brown seventh, Justin Haley eighth, Myatt Snyder ninth, and Harrison Burton complete the top 10. So great day for the Burton family, if you ask me. Then we go to the Cup Series race for the Geico 500. I did not watch that because I was at work, as far as that's concerned. Had a competition 27. First actual incident, Joey Gase cut a tire down, spun off turn number 4. How he didn't cause a wreck, I will never know. Then contact between Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. Joey Logano gets spun, clips by Stenhouse. Logano goes flying in the air like a ballerina dancer who had sex on air droids. Collected Chase Briscoe and Bubba Wallace. Logano's car went back on its wheels. Joey Logano had to cut the window net because he couldn't get out. What a baby. Because of the latch that was stuck. Then complained about the package that was too dangerous, which NASCAR smacked him for it with a cheese grater. Brad Keselowski did get involved, but he didn't, technically, so, yeah. That also ended Stage 1. Matt DiBenedetto won Stage 1 as far as that's concerned. Then Kurt Busch dropped a bunch of fluid on the back straightaway from his engine failure. That brought out a yellow. Then Denny Hamlin, who was a lap down trying to get back on the lead lap, he got turned by his teammate Martin Truex Jr., which Joe Gibbs Racing was not happy, and he threw his coffee at NTJ and Denny Hamlin. What a numpty. They collected the 300 drivers of Alex Bowman, William Byron, and Chase Elliott. All three of them, actually no, Bowman, god damn, notification out of nowhere. Bowman's car didn't continue, but the 24 and the 9 did. Before the race, also before the competition, Kyle Larson blew up. Apparently had something go on. That also ended Stage 2. Bubba, the controversy man, Wallace, won Stage 2. No surprise there. Don't ask me why I call him that. Then Quinn, I can't drive because I have so much money. Then goddamn Landon Castle Hoff blew a tire off turn 2. Then we had debris on the back straightaway. And then coming to the checker flag, Ross Chastain spun the inside wall. He hit the wall so hard he could have flipped. I think Eric Jones was involved in the last lap incident and all that. And Brad Keselowski, when it was all said and done, took the checker flag, held off a hard-charging William Byron and Michael McDowell. So good job to him. Top 10 results for the Cup race. Brad Keselowski, the winner. William Byron, second. Michael McDowell, third. Kevin Harvick, fourth. Matt DiBenedetto, fifth. Kaz Grala gets a top 10 and 6. Nice job for that team. That's their best finish in Cup today, if I'm not mistaken, so that's good for them. The RCR duo of Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon finished 7th and 8th, respectively. Ryan Blaney, 9th, and Cole Custer complete the top 10. Couple of shout-outs. Chase Briscoe finished 11th, and Anthony Alfredo, 12th. Harrison Burton, who made his Cup debut, got a top 20. He was looking good until he got shuffled out late, which was too bad. And, yeah, so there you go. A lot of big names near the rear of the field. A couple of the JGR cars, also Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Alex Pullman. So there you go. Thoughts on Valencia and St. Pete? They were great races. At least we didn't have any controversy with the yellow line, unlike last time in the playoff race. So that's an A+. So St. Pete and Valencia got a 9 for me. Talladega is going to get a solid 8. Simple as that. Alright, let's get right into the top story news. If you didn't hear the news, Formula One is going to have sprint races in 3 races this season. It will start in July for the British Grand Prix weekend. That'll be interesting. Also, I think they're going to have one at Monza and at one of the flyaway races. That will be interesting to see how it goes. Also, Derek Lancaster is in the hospital. He's currently recovering from his fiery wreck in the ARCA race at Talladega on Saturday. So there you go. Valvoline extends their partnership with Kyle Larson and William Byron, so that's not too bad. NASCAR announced before the Cup race, they have announced a partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, which, by the way, I was a part of the Boys and Girls Club of America when I was with SCCA, so not surprised. I saw the entry list for Cup. Before I forget, I need to go ahead and do this real quickly. Give me 1 second. I did not want a picture, you derping grandpa. There we go. Okay, here it is. Matt Mills going to make his Cup debut with BJ McLeod, so that's great. And I think that's it for that part, as far as that's concerned. Give me a second. Okay. What the shit? No! Okay. Get rid of these two, because I didn't want them. I think that was a little accident. Had a couple of throwbacks, which is nice. So, yeah. Jimmy Johnson, not off to a good start in IndyCar. I think he's still trying to get used to the car and all that good stuff. So, there you go. Alright. Let me see what else we have here that I need to look. Nothing as far as I'm concerned. We don't have any injury reports, so that's good for the Mercy Orthopedics injury report. Slow down by an arthritis, a broken bone, or a sports injury, count on Mercy to help restore your orthopedic life. Call Mercy Orthopedics today. Mercy and the PCSRA partnership for more than a decade. Since we don't have a whole lot to discuss, PCSRA update. We're at Watkins Glen this week. Just got done. I just did Division 1, Division 2. The main event should be coming out sometime tonight. I'm going to probably do that, or probably wait until I wake up. We also had the Diva Series qualifying races. Their main event will be also happening today, so good luck to them. We'll talk about that all on Inside PCSRA next week. I do apologize for not having an Inside PCSRA show lately. Been super busy trying to get shit done. As far as everything else is concerned, I don't have anything else as far as that's concerned. Before we get into looking ahead, let's go ahead and talk about A few other things that has been going on, part of the announcements. Let me see here. Not sure what's going on. Of course, don't forget this Saturday we have a couple of games for MLB's Game of the Week. We first have the White Sox taking on the Detroit Tigers. Game number 2 is going to be, if I can find it, I need to go to my studios. Give me 1 second, because I'm getting ready to possibly do an MLB game sometime today. Get that up as my phone's being stupid. Okay. We have O's and Blue Jays, and then we're going to have the other games that'll be coming out. So hopefully you'll look forward to that, and it should be good. So, yeah. So that being said, let's look ahead to our race weekend we got coming up. But first, let me get this MLB deal uploaded so I don't have to fuck with it. I will need to, also I need to fix something. Give me 1 second. That way you guys can comment. Okay, allow comments. Okay. I didn't know if that was happening. Anyway, looking ahead to our race weekend, we got Kansas for the, what is it? The Bushy McBushy 400, which I find that really fucking insulting. Here's something funny. PCSRA race is going to be called Bush for the Farmers 400. Don't ask why. It's fucking stupid. Anyway. So our race weekend we got coming up are the F1 race at Portugal. After Max Verstappen's win at the San Marino Grand Prix at Imola. Should be interesting about Portugal. Texas is, by the way, a doubleheader. I forgot to tell the panelists this. When you're making predictions for IndyCar, you're picking both races. I would like to remind you all. Because that is a double header. Why, I don't know. But it's weird. But anyway, Texas, that will be a night race. Yes, we have, that will be Saturday, May 1st at 7. And then at 5 p.m., it will be the XPEL 375. Let me think. 300. I'm going to have to figure out how many laps that is. Okay, 375, that's the miles, divided by 1.5, so it's 250 laps. Okay, so it's about 50 more laps than race 1. So anyway, there you go. Then they have a gap until it's the Grand Prix of Indy, which is pretty good, so yeah. Genesee 300, that's 200 laps, 300 laps, so there you go. Kansas should be interesting how this will go, and should be fun. So, with that said, let's get right into our predictions. Going into, by the way, it's driver to win, stay away from dark horse. That's how our format is. It is 1 point a category for all of the predictions, if you ask me, as far as that's concerned. So let's go over the standings for, starting with global. I've got global done Monday, so yay. Oh, forgot to mention. 5 races, by the way, for Formula E were canceled due to COVID-19. I'm going to tell you what 5 races they were right now, if I can find my post. Alright, the 5 races that were canceled due to COVID-19 restrictions, which why everybody got 15 points apiece, are the Mexico City E-Prix, which, by the way, got replaced by Puebla. Why the fuck is it in Puebla, Mexico? I don't know. So it's in the same country, but they're going south of Mexico, and which my friend Darian says they're racing in Mexico, even though another race in Mexico was canceled. Interesting, yes. Which doesn't add up how one area of Mexico is not as bad as another. Yeah, I would agree with that. Marrakesh E-Prix was canceled. Sonia and Seoul were also canceled, and Santiago, that was supposed to have been our season opener for this show, has now been canceled, and will not be made up. Which, by the way, I forgot, Santiago was a double header, which I'll need to get 3 more points to the panelists. I will put that into the tally when I get a chance. So if they ask why, it's because I forgot to give you 3 more points, because that was a double header at Santiago that got canceled. So, which I'll do that later, not right now. Just letting you all know. Anyway, global standings going into this weekend until I get this fixed. Cody Smart would have 65 points because of, I forgot that that was a double header. So we have 65 points for Cody. I would have 61. Ormy would have 59. Taylor 49. Brendan Rogers 38. And Cody Goforth 32. That would be the points, which I'm going to put that in a minute. The NASCAR standings going into Kansas following Talladega. Cody Smart has the points lead by 11 points over Zachary Taylor. Cody Smart 43 points, Zachary Taylor 32, excuse me. Nathan Orman's got 27. He's in third. Yours truly has my own car number 26. That's funny. Great Lakes, Cody Goforth have 18. Kyle England, Brendan Rogers have 17. Q-Man rounds out the field with 1. So there you go. And also, Ormy clarified as far as that's concerned. So, anyway. So, let me go ahead and give you guys... Let me tell you who Nathan Orman picked for Global before we get any further. For IndyCar, for both races, he took driver to win Felix Rosenqvist, driver stay away from Graham Ray Hall, Scott Dixon, the dark horse. And then F1, he took Lewis Hamilton, driver to win. Sergio Perez, driver stay away from Yuki Tsunoda as the dark horse. For his NASCAR picks for Kansas, Austin Hill, driver to win. Brent Moffitt, driver stay away from Sheldon Creed, dark horse. Winner Kevin Harvick for the Cup race. Ross Chastain is the driver stay away from, and Austin Dillon is the dark horse. For Cody Smart, John Hunter Nemechek, driver to win. Driver stay away from Spencer Davis, which is little question mark, but I'll let that slide for now. Rafael Lazar, dark horse. And then Cup, Martin Truex Jr., driver to win. Anthony Alfredo, driver stay away from. And Kyle Larson as the dark horse. So now it is my turn. I'm going to start with the F1 race. This is a tough pick, to tell you the truth, because I don't know who I'm going to take in this regard. I'm going to go backwards. Dark horse for the F1 race. He really looked to be very much in command, and I feel like he's going to take care of what he's going to do, and I think he's going to have a good success. I'm going to say Pierre Gasly as the dark horse. Driver stay away from, I feel like from last year's race, I feel like he's just one of those drivers that just doesn't show me really well, and I really just don't think he's going to do very well at Portugal. It's going to be another miserable race. I'm going to take Sebastian Vettel as the driver to stay away from. And then driver to win, I feel like, to me, this is one of those picks that makes me want to say, go for the slinger and don't be surprised about this. I'm going to say Max Verstappen as driver to win. For IndyCar, I also forgot to tell the panelists this. When you're making IndyCar picks, I'm going to tell you who's in the IndyCar entry list this week before you become a derping grandpa, as far as that's concerned. Okay. The drivers racing this week as far as the oval race, we have Connor Daly, who is in the 59 this week. Tony Kanaan is in the 48 this week. Pedro Fittipaldi is in the 51 this week. Ed Carpenter's in the 20, as far as that's concerned. I believe that's it. That's it as far as the drivers are concerned. But, yeah, those are the drivers that are racing the oval. They are Connor Daly, Tony Kanaan, Pedro Fittipaldi, and Ed Carpenter. Those are the drivers that are in the race weekend at Texas. Forgot to tell the panelists that. I will tell them later today when they make their predictions. So, yeah. Driver to win. To me, I feel like this is one of those predictions that makes me want to go, do I take the risk or do I not take a risk? To me, I feel like this is going to be the risk that might hurt me or might help me, and I just don't know how to say this, but I really think he's going to pretty much show what he can do on the ovals. Because he really did good on the ovals last year, and I'm going to say this is going to be a big one so far. I'm going to say my driver to win, Scott Dixon. I think Ormy had Scott Dixon as the dark horse, but not driver to win. So that's let me check. Did anybody else? Yeah, Ormy took Scott Dixon as the dark horse, so there you go. Driver stay away from. Thinking about this race 1 year ago, which happened in June, but that was ran without fans. Driver stay away from. Considering he has not been in a car in a very long time, I just don't feel like after, and of course, yeah, he had some mediocre runs at Bahrain and Abu Dhabi, and I feel like, to me, he's going to have a pretty much tough time at Texas Motor Speedway in his oval appearance, and that's just the way I don't want to do it, but I have to do it anyway. I'm going to say Pedro Fittipaldi as my driver to stay away from. Dark horse, I feel like, to me, this is one of those picks that makes me want to go blah, because I really don't know how this is going to work. But I have a feeling it's going to be interesting to see how this person is going to do backing up his win at St. Pete. I'm going to take my boy Colton Herta as the dark horse. He won at Texas before, which was down there at Circuit of the Americas, which we're coming up to that race weekend for NASCAR in a couple of weeks, so that will be really something I'm looking forward to. Okay, for trucks, for Kansas, now that I got my global picks out of the way. As I look at the entry list, I feel like when you talk about Kansas, you talk about how Kansas could be a big factor. How Kansas could be one of those races that makes me want to go, wow, I can't believe this happened. I had a prediction in my phone that says this driver is going to redeem himself because he shoulda, coulda won the race the last time we were in Kansas. But unfortunately, he spun out and took his chances of a win away. And I feel like picking him is probably going to help him redeem himself in a way that I feel like he's going to be the pick to do it. He had the truck to beat last year. He should have won that race. He's going to redeem himself this weekend here at Kansas. I'm going to take Zane Smith as the driver to win. Hi, Q-Man. Driver stay away from. To me, I feel like having nightmares picking who I want for a driver to stay away from. To me, I feel like when you look at the entry list of 40 trucks, you look at the driver who really, I think, could really be a bit of a surprise, but sometimes kind of one of those picks that makes me want to go, I don't know if I want to pick him or not. But I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm going to take him as a gift or not, but in my opinion, this driver really hasn't showed me what he's done so far early on this season, and I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. To me, this driver has had so much bad luck, and I really don't know why I had to pick him, but I didn't have a choice. I'm going to say Tyler Ankrum is the driver to stay away from. The dark horse, I feel like, to me, this is one of those picks that makes me want to go, do I pick him or do I not pick him? But I feel like, to me, this is one of those picks that makes me want to say, yeah, let's go with it just for the heck of it. I'm going to take Grant Enfinger as the dark horse. And now to Cup. For the dark horse, I'm going to do this backwards because I just stole Wyatt's method and I don't care because it's late at night. So, anyway. The dark horse, I feel like, to me, he was really on a bit of a momentum until he started having some bad finishes. But knowing he's driving an underfunded equipment, it's really surprising how he's good. He's doing so far at Kansas. I'm going to take Michael McDowell as the dark horse. I'm taking McDowell because, you know, he's stepped up his game, and I feel like that's how I'm going to pick him, and as far as that's concerned. Drivers stay away from. I feel like, to me, this is one of those races that makes me want to go, I don't know. Kansas. I've noticed Kansas lately. If you guys haven't noticed, Kansas has seen a lot of bad wrecks last year. I think it was Ryan Preece, for instance, last year hit the wall so hard he could have flipped. But Kansas lately has been really dangerous as far as wrecks, especially the first Kansas race, and that's just something I'm kind of scared about. But to me, this driver has not really surprised me at all, and I think he really sucks at Kansas so far. I'm going to say Matt DiBenedetto is the driver to stay away from. And then driver to win. This one was tough. I feel like going back to the race that I feel like this is going to be one of those races that makes me want to go, should I pick him or should I not pick him? I don't know if I really have a good guess as far as that's concerned, but the last time we were at a mile and a half, let me pull up J-Ski before I get tired and shit and I get derped. Last mile and a half, if I look at my schedule here, we were at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And this driver really surprised me as far as the pick is concerned. I think he could do it again and get another win. I'm going to say Ryan Blaney as driver to win. Just because I really feel like this is the time. Let me check. Did anybody pick Ryan Blaney? Nobody. Okay, good. Nobody picked him. So, good. I'll pick him this week. And that is my predictions for this awesome deal so far. Yeah, so should be interesting. Oh God, that was crazy. Pockris also said the 2022 schedule will not be released until until sometime in the summer. So there you go. Celsius is sponsoring BJ McLeod this weekend at Kansas, so that's good. And should be interesting. And yes, Kansas could be violent because we've seen a lot of bad wrecks last year. So, you know, Justin Allgaier, David Gilliland. Also had Eric Almirola got injured in 2017. William Byron also had a scary wreck in 2018. And of course, last year, as I documented, Ryan Preece had a scary wreck last year. So there you go. So we'll have to wait and see how that's going to go so far. Cannot believe next week is Darlington. That's crazy. Next week is Darlington. Because looking at schedule, we got Darlington, Dover, Coda, Charlotte for the traditional weekend. Sonoma, Texas, All-Star weekend, and then that is it for FS1 as far as that's concerned. Then we have BCS and all that shit coming up, so there you go. Yeah, should be interesting to see how that goes. So, okay. With that being said, let's take a look at this week's upcoming events. I was stuck in the bed for the last 2 weeks, I guess you could say. I was in the dig, a big one, even though it was a pressure sore. I don't blame you, Q-Man, but anyway. By the way, we expect Q-Man, to be back next season for Reese's along with Kaylee Rankin. Because I forgot to mention, the 16 and the 078 are part of Q-Man Motorsports, so, excuse me. So, let that be me. Anyway, yeah, we'll get more details on that when we get to Inside PCSRA. But anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at this week's upcoming events, brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the PCSRA. For more information and details, visit kimkcoach.com. Friday is the NASCAR Pit Stop Show with Elijah, which Elijah still hasn't gotten back with me on when we're going to talk, because he's probably busy with work, and so am I, so it's like, I don't know when we're going to get together. I'll have to fill Q-Man in on the whole deal tomorrow or later today on what's been going on with me and Elijah, but that'll be something I'll tell him off the air. But anyway, the NASCAR Pit Stop Show will be this Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know if anybody's going to be watching that because of the fact we got stuff coming up, so there you go. So, yeah, that's something we're looking forward to. Also, for this week's upcoming events, Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on this channel, we will have a very short and brief episode of the Overwatch League podcast, which, ironically enough, I just got done recording that episode before I came on the air, so yay for me. And it should be exciting. So that's a look at this week's upcoming events, brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the PCSRA. For more information and details, visit kimkcoach.com. Also, I forgot to tell you this. Today is a double header because we have the World Endurance Podcast, which actually we're going to reschedule that to next week. We're going to talk about the recap in the race. It's kind of almost like the IMSA podcast, so there you go. So we'll have our first show. We'll recap, where's World Endurance racing this weekend? Good question. World Endurance is racing, I'm on the wrong one. World Endurance, which by the way I need to save the schedule. Because we don't have a whole lot of deal, if you know what I mean. As I'm trying to find the World Endurance shit, and I'm not finding any luck. World Endurance. Let's look it up while I'm doing that. So, looking forward to the World Endurance. There it is. World Endurance Wiki. There we go. So check the World Endurance out. This weekend, the World Endurance, they're at Spa. So we'll talk about Spa, we'll get the panelists' thoughts, and then we'll preview Portimao, which will be race 2. So, yeah. So, there you go. Yeah, it's only going to be 6 episodes as far as that's concerned, so, yeah. So that's a look at this week's upcoming events as far as that's concerned. As far as looking at this week's upcoming PCSRA Awesome events, in addition to Watkins Glen and the Diva Series, we also have this Saturday our quadruple header. I still have a couple more games I need to stream on Twitch before I go to bed, which I'm going to stream one later tonight, so yeah. Those games will have the White Sox and Tigers. That game will start shortly after 11 a.m. Eastern Time, so hope you'll be with us for that one. and hopefully you'll join our amazing coverage on that. That's a look at this week's upcoming PCSRA awesome events, brought to you by Subway Eat Fresh, proud sponsor Chloe Bumgarner, number 84 Audi RS8. Also to note, we're going to try to get Inside PCSRA back on Monday, if you're wondering. So there you go. So that's it. So that's a look at all that good stuff. So yeah. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud partner of the PCSRA and wants to remind all of our friends that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com for more details. As we close our amazing show, as I said at the top of the show, our condolences go out to not just Roadrunner, but also to PowerQuest as we send prayers to Roadrunner and PowerQuest on their difficult families that died. So we are sending condolences. We're all thinking about you guys and all that. And we want to wish Sean Art, our NASCAR Pit Stop Show friend, and also our Inside PCSRA analyst, prayers to him as he's taken some time off due to things that's been bothering him. So we're thinking about him, and hopefully, you know, he appreciates that. So yeah. Should be interesting if you know what I mean so far. Special thanks to our amazing crew today, as always. They are Nathan Oren, Zachary Taylor, Cody Smart, Quentin Moore, Kyle Langland, Great Lakes, and Roadrunner as always. Our statistician, Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer, Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, Alex Hawkins, Dennis Stats Kelly, Tom Shores, Greg Rutz, our sideline engineer, and all of our good friends, Daniel Anderson running the show for us back in our PCSRA in Learfield IMG College Studios. Also, don't forget, you join us on the Discord later today, as I will bring you coverage of the Sirius Satellite Radio at the Glen. That will begin at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be around 1 o'clock my time. And then join us for a special Inside PCSRA post-race show, as we'll recap and discuss the race with our expert panel and all that good stuff. So join us for that, as far as that's concerned. So that should be a lot of fun. Really excited to see what's happened as we say goodbye to April for this show, and we look forward to May. This time last year, we didn't resume our show until like May 18th. So it's been a long road, if you know what I mean, so far. Also, before I sign off, if you are not aware of the situation, and if you've been sleeping under a rock, which I think Q-Man has, this is the PCSRA's final year here on YouTube. They will be leaving this, they will be leaving the NR community at the end of the year because they will be reformed to the BHRA, the Blue Hedgehog Racing Association, next year. If you guys are interested in joining the BHRA server, I will put a link in the description once the stream comes to an end, so that way you can join, or if you need to get the link from me, I will send it to you in a DM on either Discord or on Messenger. So there you go. So just to let you all know that before I forget, as far as that's concerned. So, looking forward to a great racing and really excited to see what's going to happen here at Watkins Glen. Until later today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, when the PCSRA Reese's Pro Series take on Watkins Glen International for the Sirius Satellite Radio at the Glen. We'll start our coverage at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time with the Golden Corral pre-race show, and also along with the Discover Card Countdown to Green, and then Green Flag shortly after 2 p.m. Until then, and until next week for Triple P, this is Daniel Voles, a.k.a. PCSRA Blue Hedgehog 26, saying these amazing words. Sooners win. And Boomers Sooner, everybody. We will see you later today for Watkins Glen. Enjoy the race.
On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. PCSRA Paddock Pass has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Thanks for joining us for the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. Preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2021 by the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues and the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association Incorporates.